Let's talk about that nagging feeling, that sense that you're always falling a little bit short, that you should be doing more. Today, we're going to dig into why so many of us expect way too much from ourselves. So let's just get right to it. Why do we do this? Why do we treat ourselves like we're supposed to be machines that can do everything all at once, all the time? It's this constant, grinding pressure. But where does it actually come from? Well, here's the thing. That critical voice in your head, it's not entirely your own. The pressure actually starts from the outside, from a whole lifetime of us just absorbing these totally impossible standards. I mean, think about it. Ever since we were little, we've been soaking in all these messages about who we're supposed to be. And they're not just suggestions, are they? They become the yardstick we use to measure our own worth. First up, the big one. Be productive. Every single minute has to count. Your value is basically tied to how much you can get done. In that productivity, it has to lead somewhere. You've got to be successful. And success is this constantly moving target of career, money, status. Oh, and while you're climbing that mountain, you better have a smile on your face. You have to be happy. If you're not loving every second of the grind, something's wrong with you. And of course, you can't be a hermit. You need this amazing social life, a huge network. Always be on, always be connecting. And what's the glue holding all of this together? Simple. Just be perfect. No mistakes allowed, no off days, no flaws. Just perfect. Okay, let's just pause here and look at this list all together. Be productive, successful, happy, social, and perfect? I mean, when you see it laid out like that, it's kind of ridiculous, right? This isn't a guide for a good life, it's a recipe for complete and total burnout. So what happens when we, surprise, surprise, can't live up to this impossible checklist? Well, this is where we make a huge, very human mistake. We turn the criticism inward. And this really gets to the heart of it. Look at the two sides here. The standards, they're impossible. They're unrealistic. They are the problem. And then there's us. We're just human. We have limits. But instead of questioning the crazy standards, we blame ourselves for not being superhuman. In all this self-blame, we forget the most basic truth. We're human beings, not robots. We're actually designed for messiness and rest and imperfection. And we totally forget that we have limits. That's not a weakness, it's just a fact. We have a finite amount of energy, of time, of emotional space. Pushing past that isn't heroic. It's just a fast track to breaking down. We also forget that real, meaningful growth doesn't happen overnight. It's not a life hack. It's slow and it's messy and it takes time. And that brings us to the biggest thing we forget. Life isn't a race. There is no finish line. The only thing we're racing against is ourselves, and the only thing that gets hurt is our own well-being. Okay, so if the standards are impossible and life isn't some big competition, then what is all this pressure we're putting on ourselves? This brings us to a huge misconception we've all kind of bought into. Let this one sink in for a minute. That constant pressure we put on ourselves, we like to call it discipline or ambition or grit. But what if it's not? What if it's just burnout, wearing a mask? We've been calling it the wrong thing all this time. And when you start to see that discipline as burnout, it leads you to one final and honestly pretty liberating realization. And here it is. You don't expect too much because you're capable. You expect too much because you're exhausted. It's a total paradox, right? That feeling that you need to do more isn't coming from a place of strength or untapped potential. It's a symptom. It's the voice of your own exhaustion, begging for a break. And maybe, just maybe, realizing that is the first step to finally cutting yourself some slack.